welcome back. We're now down to the final stretch in this long interview with the teacher, Vybz Kartel, and now we're going to talk about family. But first, Kartel, we'd like you to respond to this clip from the Gargamel Buju Banton. Here we go.
Vybz Kartel is a man. Him stimulate me events with the music. If only him could have realized where him at.
Yes.
And turn the spanner anti-clockwise and then turn it in the right direction.
Your response, Kartel?
Well, when a man like Buju Banton say Vybz Kartel stimulates his heavens with his music, I take that as like a great compliment. You know what I mean? Especially based on the fact that Vybz Kartel was and still is an ardent Buju Banton fan. At one point, my name was Adi Banton before I even bust in the music. Any one of my friends can attest to that. Vybz Kartel's name was Adi Banton.
How much you admired Buju?
Yeah, man. Trust me. So, for Buju Banton to say that, it's a very accomplished feeling for Vybz Kartel.
And what about the last part of what?
Well, Vybz Kartel can only be Vybz Kartel, you know. I cannot be what you want me to be or what he, she, or the old lady wants me to be. I have to be true to myself and just be Vybz Kartel. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, well, Tom is the next Bob Marley, or Tom is the next Bounty Killer, or Tom is the next this. I am the first Vybz Kartel. Okay. I can't be the next this or the next that. I got to be me.
All right, let's talk quickly about your roots, Kartel. You were born where?
I was born in Kingston, Jubilee. Grew up in Portmore, Waterford.
Yeah, went to school?
Went to school, Waterford, Infant, Waterford Primary, Calabar High School. Got expelled, not for educational reasons, for the truancy, skull school style. Always been hanging around at studios all over Kingston.
Start get bad early?
Yeah, you know what I mean? But we finished our education at Tutorial College, which was a private high school, because my father was adamant that I had to graduate.
Yeah, what was the family structure like?
Family structure, both parents, you know what I mean? One brother, 4 sisters. Normal family life.
Same?
Yeah, man.
So you were brought up in a fairly stable home?
Yeah, man, definitely, man. Both parents, man. Married and be things, man.
So how did they feel about your rebelliousness at teenage?
Well, my father and I were always at odds, you know, because my father wanted me to... My father is the type of man that don't want to give a show for unsure. So he was always adamant that we get an education. You know what I mean? Try to get at least a trade. You know what I mean? If we weren't making it in the education. But from a tender age, Vybz Kartel knew that my calling was music, and it was like my mother saw that, because she always encouraged me to do anything where music was concerned. Like even when I would sneak out to go out late, and at the age of 13 and 14 to stage shows, and my father didn't want to let me in, my mother would curse him and say, "Let in the boy, wait." And he said, yeah. So my mother was always supportive of me being a musician, because she had brothers who were my uncles, who were also aspiring DJs. They really never made it in the business, but they were also one of my early influences.
So does she support you now in this controversy about bleaching?
My mom supports me 100% in everything that I do. You know what I mean? As long as it is within the confines of the law.
Where's the rest of your family, including your father?
My father still together in Portmore. Oh, you mean on the topic?
On the topic,
well,
yes.
My father and I, we haven't really discussed it, you know, because my father is always a man. Up to this day, he's always a man. Working, you know what I mean? 6 days a week. That is where Vybz Kartel get the work ethics from.
Okay.
To work in music.
But the kind of money you're making now, maybe you should retire.
No, that the man there. Them boy, no, I bought my mother a house, I buy me. Yeah, them get everything from me, house, car, everything. But my father is just a man. He loves to work.
Okay.
So that is where Vybz Kartel got the work ethics from, to just work in the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, but we haven't spoken on any of these controversial topics.
Really?
No.
You haven't heard anything negative from any member of your family?
No, and they wouldn't say anything negative about their brother. You know what I mean? Because to them I'm not Vybz Kartel. I just Adi.
What about your kids? 7 of them, you say, right? The oldest is
oldest about 8.
8?
Yeah.
What would you say to them about bleaching? What would you say to a son, right? The first one is a son.
That's son.
Would you encourage your son to bleach?
No, he's too young.
Too young for it?
Yeah, when a child reaches 18-year-old, they can do anything they want, you know. Because by then he's an adult, both legally and socially.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And he will have, because I send them to good school, so they will have a mindset to choose whatever they want to choose.
Okay, so, but if it is not...
And that's not dally around the question.
If it is not destroying and it is not as risky health-wise and if it does no harm, Why would you prevent him from reaching it?
No, I never said I would prevent him.
You wouldn't?
No, because remember a lot of products that I know you drink alcohol, but you wouldn't let your 8-year-old son drink it. Yeah. So it's the same. That's why I said when a child reaches the age...
So it does have some side effects, some negative.
When a child reaches the age to do what they want to do without a parent's consent,
yes,
then he will be free to do whatever he wants to do. But judging from the mindset of my child, he will do what he wants to do because I see an entertainer in him from early. So he will do what he wants to do.
But so do you have a discussion with them, your kids, about this?
No, Winford, because my kids, they're really too young to really... My kids don't even know what is going on, in terms of the controversy, this whole controversy.
To keep them out of it?
Yeah, man. Because my kids, they go to school, they come home, they have to do them homework, you know what I mean, and then get them playtime, after bed, and the routine over and over and over, 5 days a week. And the weekend. So
you don't want them to be exposed to this vibe?
My kids have to grow in how my parents grew me. I was brought up a disciplined child. I never knew how I got so wild.
Yeah?
But seriously though, I was brought up in a fairly decent, or pretty decent parenting method, and that is the same parenting method I apply to my children. You know what I mean? But that's why I said before, I'm an entertainer and I'm an adult. So I am an adult, I can do whatever I want. So a lot of what I do, it has nothing to do with how I was raised. I think I was raised very well. You know what I mean?
Hence why, Kartel, no, I mean, we could talk about this forever, because I'm not going to concede that it's right to play.
So easy. All right.
Cannot concede a point there, Kartel, because it is why, because you were protected growing. You had both parents around, you had the family structure that protected you. And there are so many of our kids, so many of them on the streets, not having this discussion, this family around them who can guide and protect them, and so on. And they're out there begging for support, begging for guidance, and they're being told that it's okay to bleach. And this is where the damage, I think, I mean, those poor parents who are delinquent themselves and have kids and so on.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean, but that's why I'm trying to say that the broader... The wider blame, the real blame should be laid on the system and not on any one person, particularly Vybz Kartel, who is someone who came along, saw what was happening, and people will continue to bleach long after Vybz Kartel is gone. You and I know that well. So why now in Vybz Kartel time would I want the weight of the world on my shoulders? I refuse to take that. You know what I mean? I refuse to be that martyr.
Take a little piece of it. All right, let's move on to music. You're dropping music, Vybz. Vybz Kartel, you're dropping records like every day. I hear you do a song every day.
Yeah, man. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3.
Every single day?
Every single day. Yeah, man, every single day. Because as I said before, I got my work ethics from my father. I'm a person who's always in the studio. Ask any one of my friends, any one of my associates, they can tell you. I love music so much, I set up a little makeshift thing in my house. So as I get an idea, I can just lay down the idea and then I bring it to a studio.
Yes.
Yeah, or I just lay down the idea on the voice note in my phone. That's how much I love music.
Aren't you running the risk of being overexposed, too much of you?
No, I wouldn't say that. Dancehall music is a very current music, you know, much like hip-hop, you know. So, whereas an R&B artist can put out an album January 2010, do a few singles, a few videos, and drop a next album January 2012. It's not the case with dancehall music. Dancehall is a current art form, meaning this week Clarks will be the hot shoes, next week is Polo. So you DJing about Clarks this week and don't do a next song next 5 years time. By the time you come around, it's a whole different happening is happening in dancehall.
Okay, and you've exploited that quite well. And as we said and conceded and explained earlier, you read the street very well, you know the street, and that's why you're successful. But I still don't see how you're going to be able to maintain this. Your sound. Okay, so you probably won't ever run out of lyrics or things to comment about.
Never.
But won't your sound be a little bit expired after a while?
Good point. And if you check Vybz Kartel's initial entry into dancehall, 2002, when Vybz Kartel came out with songs like Batman, look man, and some flows like that as to Vybz Kartel flow now, you would see a change. Because Vybz Kartel, that is how I always stay relevant to what is happening dancehall. Vybz Kartel always changes, not the skin tone.
The musical
construct as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Vybz Kartel always strives to be relevant, to maintain that relevancy among the youth. Because a teenager in 2002 is not a teenager now.
Yes.
He's an adult, a young adult.
Yes.
So Vybz Kartel has new teenagers now to control. So I have to remain relevant to them and to their...
For how long?
Well, for as long as
they want you?
No,
you want
for as
them?
long as I can.
You can.
As long as
Because
I
they
can.
will decide when to dismiss you, right?
Yeah, because the power ultimately always rests with the people.
Yes.
Yeah, I wish the people would figure that out where politics is concerned, but that is a debate for our next interview. But the power ultimately always rests with the people.
Whether it be politics or government or
government,
church.
religion, anything. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Straight up.
So you're humbly accepting and basking in your moment now.
Basking in my moment with cake soap as the sun comes.
Knowing that the day will come when you will be dismissed like everybody else.
Yeah, man, because, and that is, good point. That is why it is business as usual for Vybz Kartel. Nothing personal, as how a lot of other artists take it. That's why a lot of artists in Vybz Kartel running the place now and trying to get their 15 minutes of fame. Their 15 minutes of fame gone a long time, and no matter what they do, it can't come back. It's Vybz Kartel time now, and you have to accept that when it is not my time, I will accept that and retire gracefully.
Yes.
Unlike a lot of these other dinosaurs in the business.
When you're heading Vibe, what will make you self-actualize? When will you say, I have achieved everything that I set out to achieve?
Well, I don't know, because I recently did a survey on the world's 1,000 billionaires, and I think the youngest billionaire is like 53 years old. So in that spectrum, I think Vybz Kartel is fairly young, and we are still searching. You know what I mean?
For the billions.
Not necessarily for the billions, but searching.
Yes.
That is the mode that Vybz Kartel is in right now. Whether you want to say spiritually,
yes,
financially, musically, Vybz Kartel is just in a searching mode right now.
So don't be surprised. You will condemn some of what you've done now in a future time.
Let's wait and see now.
All right, at least, Vybz Kartel, Benji.
Yeah, man, respect. Yeah, man.
Nice chat. We appreciate your coming and talking to us so candidly about so many issues. We hope too that we've been able to ask all the questions that you out there wanted us to ask of Vybz Kartel. I am Winfred Williams on behalf of all of us, thanking you for joining us. Do join us again next week.